In an unprecedented move, Nottingham Forest informed Sky that their main commentator, Gary Neville, would not be allowed to attend their season-defining match against Chelsea at the City Ground. The Champions League contenders have asked the broadcaster to switch up its commentary staff because they fear a negative reception from supporters after Neville's combative remarks, which they believe were intended to undermine the team's success this season. Neville's very disparaging remarks on social media and the camp's suspicion that the former Manchester United defender harbors resentment toward the team, its board, and administration led to Forest's decision. Since the broadcaster revealed Neville's involvement in the Sunday matchup a few days ago, Forest has officially complained to Sky about him. Forest has since expressed their emotions. It is well known that the Premier League is cognizant of the circumstances. Mail Sport is aware that each member club has the right to determine who is allowed on their grounds. Thus the league will not step in before a match between two teams vying for a spot in the top division of European football. According to Sky Sports, Forest's behavior is unprecedented and unwelcome. They will now present from their headquarters in West London after deciding to change their production plans. With Sky's full support, Neville has reportedly decided not to participate in the coverage. A commentary crew from the broadcaster will remain on the field. Earlier this week, I received a message from Sky Sports informing me that I would be providing commentary for the Nottingham Forest vs Chelsea game on Sunday at the City Ground, Neville posted on Instagram on Friday night. Sky Sports notified me yesterday that Nottingham Forest would not grant me admission to the stadium or an accreditation to serve as a co-commentator. Withdrawing from the coverage was my only option. In my 14 years on the job, I've given my fair share of praise and criticism, but I've never come close to this extraordinary move. In my opinion, it's disheartening that a fantastic team like Nottingham Forest has to make this choice. Although they are perfectly entitled to decide who is allowed to enter their stadium, this is a symptom of events that have occurred with the club in the past 12 months. I wish the club's players, coaching staff, and supporters the best of luck as they pursue Champions League football. After a 2-2 draw with Leicester, Neville incited ire at Forest by harshly criticizing owner Evangelos Marinakis for entering the field and speaking with manager Nuno Espirito Santo. Neville wrote on X, "Scandalous from that Forest owner. Nuno ought to go talk to him tonight about his departure. That is not fair to the Forest supporters, players, or management." Forest responded with a forceful statement that mentioned fake news online and cautioned against baseless and ill-informed outrage of the purposes of personal social media traction without mentioning Neville by name. On his podcast this week, Neville made a reference to the upset at Forest by joking about owners entering the field and turning to the camera to sarcastically say, "Sorry, Mr. Marinakis." Instead of complaining to the manager about a poor performance, Forest claimed Marinakis was more worried about Taiwo Awoniyi and whether the club's medical staff could have done a better job of treating the striker's severe abdominal injury, which Mail Sport revealed could be fatal in certain situations, after he stayed on the field. "We encourage former coaches, players, and other prominent figures in the sport to avoid making snap decisions and spreading false information online, particularly when they lack complete information and context, not to mention the injured player," the club stated. "No one, least of all the injured player, benefits from baseless and misinformed outrage for personal social media traction." Sky apologized to Forest last year for Neville's remarks after their game against Everton. Forest released a controversial statement on X after a 2-0 loss in which they felt they were denied 3 penalties, casting doubt on Stuart Atwell's selection as VAR. Marinakis said to Mail Sport that his lawyers had been in contact with Sky regarding Neville, and this is not over yet, after Neville compared Forest's conduct to that of a mafia gang. In response to a Nottingham Forest statement outlining their grievances with PGMOL following their match with Everton on April 21, Gary Neville, commenting on Super Sunday, strongly criticized Nottingham Forest's approach, said a statement on the Sky Sports website. Gary and Sky Sports have spoken about the language used and its potential for offense. Gary has committed to refraining from using the same or comparable terminology in any subsequent reportage. Sky Sports sincerely apologizes to Nottingham Forest for any offense this language may have caused. Nottingham Forest chose not to respond.